Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pass the Salt, where today we're in beautiful West Allentown visiting Biaggio's Pizzeria.
We're going to be talking to the owner and founder, Joe Ruffino. He's been making pizza for a long time and he's got a lot of great stories for us. Let's go in and check it out. Hey guys, we're here today with Joe Ruffino, owner of Biaggio's Pizza. How you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing good.
Good. Thank you so much for having us. As
Thanks
you can
for coming
see,
out.
we couldn't wait to get started. So
Gotta have some pizza.
It's the best. So let's start out. Tell me about the background on the restaurant. How long have you been in business? How'd you get started?
I'm fortunate at 53 years old to really be doing what I enjoy to do. I started rolling dough probably at 4 years old. My mother used to like to go shopping. And I was a young little boy. I didn't want to go shopping. I wanted to go be with my daddy. And my dad, God rest his soul, we had a pizza shop at 19th and Allen. I just wondered, what is he doing there early in the morning? What is he going? And then I learned. You learn that appreciation. You learn the love for the crust, the love for the cheese, the love for the sauce, the love for the pan. And I used to always pressure my dad. I want to make pizza. My father said, you're too young. I remember Ernesto and some of the guys that were working at that time, it was like, it was a joke. Could he really make pizza? I started making pizza. And then my dad saw me and said, well, I'll show you. And then he showed me. And ever since then, it got to the point where some Tuesdays in the summer, when the guys were off, I'd run the store in the middle of the afternoon. It was pizza and soda.
Awesome.
So here's a 7-year-old with Coke boxes. You know what I mean? The wooden Coke box. I had one by the dough retarder, one by the oven, and one by the cash register. So my father said, you reach everything like this, okay? Make sure to take care of everything, he said. That's what, yeah. Okay, Daddy. All right, people come in. Hello, who's making pizza? I make the pizza. You? Yeah. Imagine you do that nowadays. I was at that point in my career, because you had to go to work, you had to do this. So you take it for granted then. And there was a time in my career, we were very successful, everything's going great, then you make some choices, you try some different ways, and you have a failure, and then you get out of the business for a short period. Well, it was upon that time when I was out of the business for a brief period of time is that I realized I am meant to be this guy. I'm in what I do. Listen, people say chef. I'm a good cook. I don't need no honors. I just need to make food with love.
Right.
I'm a blue collar guy. I'm a blue collar cook. When you see people can enjoy food, it's something I can't explain to you.
Right. So tell me about that atmosphere that you're trying to create, because it's so evident from the moment you walk in, someone's greeting you hello. Yep. When you're getting served, you got multiple people checking in on you.
You stepped out of Allentown, right?
Yeah.
You went to like a big city place where something's going on. Yeah. When you come in, there's 5 things that are very important that need to happen. 1, you're greeted, of course. 2, you have some music. 3, you have Wi-Fi.
Big.
You know what I mean? It's big. 4 is TV. You know what I mean? And 5 is color. The atmosphere, how your walls look, how your floor looks. Yeah. And that all married together in the right way makes people enjoy staying and enjoy eating.
You've obviously got the basics of the pizza down. Tell me about the specialty stuff that you do. Obviously, you got specialty pie, specialty crust.
Yeah, like our Sicilian, a lot of people in this area, they just use a regular dough to make Sicilian pizza. We make a special mix. We hydrate it more. We cold raise the dough for up to 48 to 72 hours. Wow. Okay? So what's happening there is you're getting the flavors, getting the yeast going. It gets activated in there, starts consuming the starches, the proteins, it starts doing the job it's meant to do and putting the flavor into the crust. Then we bring it out, we let the dough in the morning you get here, we let the dough raise to room temperature as close as we can. It takes about an hour, hour and a half. Pans we get ready. And then once we get them in the pans, it doesn't take long, we'll let that dough sit for about 12 hours. Sometimes even I have lids that are on them because of the pans we have, that I take the lids off and we counter them so we can get more raise out of it. Because if we don't, they'll stick to the lids. Sometimes they'll get like that thick, but always very light, very digestive. It mixes it down to a science, so everything is the same. We make one mix for this crust, one mix for that crust. 53, I'm constantly hungry to learn. I was with some guys about a month ago. We had dinner. I got invited to another dinner. I said, I appreciate it, but I just want to go. And all we sat down, we talked yeast.
So tell us about the dish we're gonna make here today.
Actually, today I told him earlier, I says, I got to make a soup du jour. So I'm probably just going to make my New England Clam Chowder. And he'll
delicious.
see how I marry it together, what I do, and, you know, my take on it. You know, it's a good dish. You know, it sells great. And again, it's how I do it, my spin on it. Like I told you earlier, you know, there's a lot of ways to do a lot of things. At the end of the day, if your heart isn't in what you do, flavor won't be there.
If it tastes good, there's no wrong way.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Exactly. Soups over here at Biaggio Pizzeria, we really take serious, you know, so we make everything from scratch when it comes to the soups. We put it together, and one of our favorites to do at this time of year is New England Clam Chowder. So, how we start off this, first we start off with butter. A lot of butter I like to do in this, okay? I'll get this melting. We'll put the butter in here, and we like to get it down. We gotta watch, we don't want it to burn. All right, we don't want it to burn. We wait for this, it'll start to render down. Then we'll add to it some nice Vidalia onion and some beautiful celery. And that's where we'll start to season each step of the way. How much you put? Well, I use 6 pans. Now I'm gonna pull this back. See that? That's what I'm looking for right there. First thing I'm putting in, I put garlic in everything. I'm Italian. So if it don't have garlic, it don't have me. Garlic I love in everything. Next up, we're adding in the onions, and what we're doing here is we're sweating this down. Smell that aroma? Right, it's freaking good, right? Celery's always great. I use 2 stalks in today's recipe, 2. I'm making a little bit more. But it sweats down, you know, and the flavor comes out of it so nicely. As I mix it in, the next step of the way, I put some thyme. And everything I do, I season everything to a feeling, you know, and to a smell, each step of the way. Food is like layers, so if you're putting layers of food, put layers of seasoning. That's really, I think one of the greatest mistakes to people cooking bland is they're worried about, oh, so much salt, so much this. There's no so much. You have to cook the layers, and then you have to flavor the layers. It's a process. You know what we say at Biaggio? Have a slice feel nice. We also say, don't be in fear of the flavor. You like that one? So now this is going to be a couple of minutes. I'm sure I'm going to let this sweat down. We'll take a moment of break, and then we'll come back as we proceed forward. What do you think? We're back. So as we have the butter, the celery, the onions, the garlic with the butter. And you can see it's starting to render down. It's a slow process at this point because we're not on a high flame. I put a little water at this point in, just to help surround the vegetables, help get them a little bit of moisture so we're not getting anything burning in there. All right, now what did I say? We just added a layer. So what do you got to do? Add a flavor. So we're going to put a little pinches of salt, little pinches of black pepper, again, little pinches of thyme. All right, again, the flavor building up. And an old staple in such a wonderful event like this, we got to bring in the Old Bay. It's always a nice one. This now is going to probably about another 5-10 minutes, then we'll be adding the next layers. A few minutes has passed, and you can see the glossiness of the vegetables, so how they're rendering down. I'm sure someday they'll have on cameras where flavor will probably come out of your phone or whatever you're at. If you could smell it right now, it's for banging. Unbelievable right now. I'm telling you, this is off the hook flavor. This is one of the best things I do is at this point. So now this, you say, how do you know it's good? Right now, my flavors are all good. The seasonings are all good. It's coming up, and I'm getting a nice facial from the flavors, which is what you need to do as a cook. You got to be feeling the food. All those flavors are marrying together with all the seasonings. This is going to be off the hook soup. New England Clam, Biaggio Pizzeria, Uncle Joe's Clam. All right, you can do it. All right, so next step out of the way, you got to add fresh shuck clams. So I called for these clams this morning to my seafood. They shuck them for me, and then they deliver them. And everything's going in. Everything. There we go. Clams, we're all coming to the party. This is a beautiful, And I love to play with it. I mix it around. But you see it's building right now. So what happened? We added. So what do we got to do, as I always say? We got to layer the flavors. How much salt? What I feel like. You got to feel it. How much pepper? It's a no dash, it's a do. Do it. You can do it. Feel good about the flavor. Don't be scared of flavor. And then we go back with this baby here. It's a hobby. Hobby. That's the book in English, a word of the day, hobby. We're gonna mix this in. Let those clams cook in. Beautiful. Man, that's, wow. You know what it needs? It needs a little more salt. That's what it needs, it just told me. And it says a little black pepper. And you know what else it needs? I'm gonna yell off it to the wind and somebody's gonna pass. I needed a crushed red pepper, please. Ta-da! Here we go. You gotta add a little pepper. I know there was one seasoning I forgot. All right, so that's gonna continue to cook. We'll be back shortly. So here we go. So again, making this is each step of the way. So what do you see? What's happened now? We added to this, and now I got a nice little simmer coming. So now I add the next steps. I put the potatoes in. I have them already diced, ready to go. Helps with thickening, okay? I stir that in nicely. And basically it's like a boil to a boil to a boil to a boil, soup done. All right, that's how easy this is. Then, now look at this. This is the chef's cream that we use. So everybody's heard of heavy cream. This, the cream is already rendered down and thickened. So what does that mean? So now it's coming in richer, more full of flavor, and then we're going to add more flavor to it, and it's going to give us a better yield, better results. And now this is just marrying in. That's it, we're just adding cream. Easy, easy. And I know you're saying it's going to be white, trust me. All right, I'm going to probably put 3, maybe 4. It depends. I'm going to look at it and see where I'm at. I'll start with the 3, but again, I may go to a 4th. This has got to come, boil up. You're seeing a little bit of that coloration from the Old Bay, which I like it in there. Now at this point, we added 3 layers, plus potatoes a 4th, plus I'm going to add another 4th cream. So it's 5 layers we've added. So we got to season. Some more salt. Black pepper. Pinch of thyme. Now at this point here, again, what we're going to do is this is going to come to a boil, which is important. Now, over here on the side, this whole time I've been sitting, my butter for my roux. How do you do roux? A roux is a tablespoon of butter to a tablespoon of flour. I have about 11 here. What I do when I need a roux is I'll put it on the burner in my saute prior to the soup going on. Whatever I'm going to add the roux to, at this point before this boils, I take my spoon and I start adding the liquid to my pan. I didn't put the flour yet. So all that has that flavor in it. Now this is going to get set over here, and once we need it, you'll see it done right before your eyes. And you can see this is loose. Once I put that in there, it gets thick. But this is going to have to come to a boil. Once it boils, I'm going to low simmer. We'll be back shortly as this is getting closer to the end. So now you can see, this is the boil I look for. The whole pot's going. We've got it from right to left, front to back, center, up, down, all around. All right, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna lower my flame. We're gonna turn on this flame over here. And I gotta do this low. And there's my flour mixture. I'm just turning it around easy now. And look, there's no science to this roux. Like, this is just how it goes. 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of flour. Add some broth in, so you mix it and marry it. Make sure we're getting hot here. Play with the flame a little bit. We gotta help it along. Okay, now I lower it back down. And here we go. There we go. Now we're mixing this, mixing this, mixing this, mixing this, mixing this. Shut it back down, the flame, and right in as she goes in. Here we go. Now, and what happens here is this will get thicker by tomorrow even, as it rests. And bada bing, bada boom, Look at what we have here. Biaggio Uncle Joe's Clam Chowder. So listen, it's been a great time talking to you guys, having you in my kitchen. 1 minute, we're gonna bowl up one and show it to you. So as you saw, it's our soup du jour, Biaggio style, Uncle Joe's Clam Chowder, New England style. Hey, you gotta come, you gotta try. It's been a great day spending it with Pastor Salt. We had a good time. Did we have a good time? I hope you all enjoy the New England Clam Chowder. As I said, food's a feeling. Food's a sense of love. When I cook, the recipe's all up in here. A dash of this, a poke of that, a little pinch of this. You gotta feel it in the heart, move it through the arm, it goes to the pan. All right, Biaggio Pizzeria Restaurant, soup du jour, New England Clam Chowder. Who would ever think Biaggio Pizzeria get clam chowder? I would.
That was awesome. Thank you so much to Joe. Thanks to Biaggio's for having us. You guys gotta get down here and check this out. They make an awesome soup and of course, an awesome pizza pie.
And make sure you guys stay tuned for another episode of Pass the Salt. Click the link below to download this recipe and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you then.